The human sat alone in his small home on the edge of the colony, staring at the stars, his hands resting on the table. He had lived on this planet for 20 years, far from his homeworld, far from the chaos of wars he had once fought in, and yet a memory kept creeping into his mind, a memory he could never forget. It was faint like a whisper in a dream, a small figure in the ruins of a burned planet crying, trembling, and in danger. He had run to her without thinking, without a second thought, risking his own life to save a little alien girl, and then as quickly as she appeared, she had vanished into the darkness, leaving him wondering if she had survived. The colony around him was quiet, almost too quiet, and the human liked it that way. He preferred his solitude, his simple life of repairs and small tasks, but tonight, something felt different, something that stirred unease deep in his chest. He had been working on the comms panel when strange signals began flickering across the screen. Patterns he had never seen before. A series of codes appeared, almost like a message, yet he could not understand it. Yet it felt familiar, almost personal, as if someone was calling him across the void of space. He frowned, leaning closer, tracing the lines with his fingers, trying to decode the strange symbols, but they changed with every second, flowing and shifting like liquid metal. He rubbed his eyes and looked around the room, the shadows of the dim lights dancing on the walls. A sudden noise outside made him jump, a soft thud against the side of his house. He grabbed the nearest tool, a heavy wrench, and moved cautiously to the door. Peering out into the darkness, the wind had picked up, carrying a faint metallic smell, and he could see the faint glow of a small ship landing at the edge of the clearing. His heart beat faster, a mixture of fear and curiosity gripping him. He had not expected visitors, not in this remote place, and certainly not tonight. He stepped outside slowly, every sense alert, the wrench tight in his hands from the shadows of the ship. A figure emerged, tall, graceful, yet small in human terms. Her skin shimmered faintly under the moonlight, and her eyes held a strange familiarity, a light he had not seen for 20 years. The human froze, his mind struggling to place the face, the voice that echoed silently in his memory. Human. The figure spoke, her voice soft but commanding. "I came to find you." The human blinked, trying to focus, to make sense of what he saw. I don't understand," he whispered, his voice trembling slightly. The figure stepped closer, and the human noticed the small details that made his heart pound, the shape of her face, the way she moved with confidence and grace. And then it hit him. The memory returned like a flood, a small alien girl, frightened and alone, the one he had saved on a dying planet 2 decades ago. "I'm the little alien girl you saved," she said, and the human felt the air leave his lungs, his mind spinning with disbelief. 20 years ago. "You saved me, and now you are here?" She nodded, her eyes shining with emotion, a mixture of joy, determination, and something he could not yet understand. "I've been searching for you. Human, I needed to see you, to be with you, because of what you did for me." The human stepped back, his mind racing, questions tumbling over each other. Why now? Why me? How did she survive? Who sent her here? The silence of the night seemed louder now, filled with the tension of unanswered questions. A sudden beep from the comms panel broke the moment, the strange signals intensifying. Almost like a warning, he glanced at the screen, and for a brief moment the symbols seemed to form a shape. A sign of danger, a shadow approaching. He looked at the alien girl. "Are you safe?" he asked, concern lacing his voice. She smiled faintly, a mixture of pride and worry. "I've survived many things, human, but there are still threats coming. We must be careful." Her words made his blood run cold, and yet he could not look away, his curiosity stronger than fear. The wind howled suddenly, carrying a distant sound, almost like engines far off yet fast approaching. He felt the old instinct rise within him, the one that had saved her once before, the human who could not turn away from danger. "I don't know what's happening," he said, "but I know I can't let anything happen to you." The alien girl nodded, and together they moved back toward the house, preparing, readying for the unknown that had arrived in the night. As they looked up at the stars, the human realized one thing clearly. His life was no longer quiet, no longer simple. Something extraordinary had returned, and this time it was real. It was here, and it demanded action. The ship's lights glowed brighter, shadows stretching across the clearing, and the human knew without doubt that his life, and the life of the little alien girl he had saved, was about to change forever. And somewhere deep in the dark void of space, enemies watched, waiting for the right moment to strike. leaving a lingering suspense that hung in the air like the first breath before a storm. The human watched the alien girl carefully, his mind spinning from the shock of seeing her after 20 years. She looked nothing like the small, frightened child he had saved. She was grown, tall for her kind, graceful and radiant, with eyes that shone with wisdom and a strange determination. I don't understand, he said slowly, still gripping the edge of his workbench. How did you survive all this time? The alien girl stepped closer, her gaze steady. I survived because of you, human. You gave me a chance when no one else did. My people were scattered, my family lost, and I had to grow up fast, learn quickly, fight for my life, and hide from those who would destroy me. The human swallowed hard. Memories of that day rushing back, the ruins, the fire, the little hand he had held as she trembled in his arms. He had never imagined she would remember him, let alone find him after all this time. I trained, she continued. I learned to navigate star systems, to fight, to negotiate, and to survive. I studied the histories of your people, your worlds, your choices, because I needed to find you again. I needed to be ready. The human stepped back, amazed and confused. Find me? Why would you come all this way? What is this about? She looked at him with a gentle seriousness. Human, I came to marry you. The words hung in the air, impossible and shocking. His heart skipped a beat, and disbelief clouded his mind. Marry me, he whispered, shaking his head, trying to make sense of her words. I don't understand you. You're just a child I saved long ago. Her expression softened, yet her eyes held a fierce resolve. I am no longer that child, human. I have grown up, learned, and I came here with a purpose. My life was shaped by what you did for me, and now I want to repay it, not with words, but with a bond that unites our people. I came to marry you because together, we can bring peace, prevent wars, and protect both our worlds. The human felt his chest tighten. His mind racing, he had never expected such responsibility. Never imagined that a simple act of kindness 20 years ago could grow into this. But this is too much. I live a quiet life here. I can't handle. You can, she interrupted gently. I came here because I knew you could. You have courage, heart, and wisdom, qualities that saved me and will help save many more. Human, I chose you not for comfort, but because you are the only one who can help me now. He stepped back, unsure whether to feel fear or awe, the weight of her words pressing down on him. And if I say no? He asked quietly, almost hoping to escape. She smiled faintly, a mixture of sadness and determination. Then I will wait. I will continue to watch. I will continue to fight, but I know you will say yes. Because your heart remembers, your heart knows. A sudden warning from the comms panel broke the moment. A flashing red alert. The signals were different now, more urgent, more dangerous. She glanced at the panel, her face darkening. They are tracking me, she said quickly, her voice low, tense. Enemies human. They know I came here and they will try to stop us. We cannot waste time. The human felt a cold shiver run down his spine, instinctively moving closer to her, protective and alert. Who are they? Those who destroyed my planet, she whispered, her eyes flashing with anger. The same ones who hunted me, who killed my family, who made me fight to survive. They are powerful, and they will not forgive me for escaping, for finding you. The human's mind raced, fear and determination mixing together. Then we fight if we must, he said firmly, feeling the old instincts awaken, the ones that had made him a protector long ago. She nodded, her hand brushing his shoulder briefly, a small gesture of trust and connection. Not yet, she said softly. We must first travel to my homeworld, show them that I am not alone, that I have an ally, someone they cannot touch, someone who stands by me. The human took a deep breath, trying to accept the impossible reality of the situation. And if we fail? He asked, the thought chilling him to the bone. She looked up at him, unwavering. Then we will die trying, but we will die together. And our people may live. I cannot change the past, but I can shape the future, and I want you with me in it. For the first time in years, the human felt something he had not felt in a long while. Purpose, clarity, a spark of courage ignited by the little girl he once saved, now grown into a warrior, a diplomat, a beacon of hope. Then, I will go with you, he said finally, his voice steady, determination replacing doubt. But you must promise me. You will stay close and we will face this together. She smiled brightly, her face radiant with relief and gratitude. "I promise, human, and together we will face everything." Outside, the wind carried an ominous sound. Distant engines, the flickering lights of enemy ships approaching. The human glanced at the stars, knowing that the quiet life he had lived for 20 years was over, and that a new journey, full of danger, hope, and discovery, was about to begin. And in that moment a bond was formed, one that had started 20 years ago, in the ruins of a destroyed world, and would now guide them through the vast unknown of space, into a future neither could predict. The human and the alien girl boarded her sleek silver ship, its hull glowing faintly under the dim lights of the colony. He had never flown in a vessel like this before, its controls unfamiliar yet elegant, designed for speed, stealth, and survival. "I must take you to my homeworld," she said, her voice calm but urgent. "It is the only place where I can prove who I am, and where we can gather allies to protect both our peoples." The human nodded, gripping the railing as the ship lifted off the ground, leaving the quiet colony behind. The stars stretched out in lines as the ship entered faster than light travel, and the human felt a mixture of excitement and fear. "You were always brave," she said softly, glancing at him. "Even when you didn't know it, you risked your life for me, and now I need that bravery again more than ever," he swallowed, feeling the weight of responsibility. "I'll do my best," he said, his eyes fixed on the endless black of space. "I won't let anything happen to you." The journey was not easy. The stars were beautiful, but they hid dangers the human had never imagined. Asteroids drifted silently, some glowing with strange minerals, while distant suns sent bursts of radiation that could fry unshielded ships. "Stay alert," she warned, adjusting the controls with practiced skill. "The galaxy is not empty, and some are watching, waiting for the right moment to strike." As if on cue, a warning light flashed red on the console, and the ship shook violently. "Ambush," she said, her voice tense. "Pirates, human, we have company." He gripped the side of the ship as panels lit up with approaching vessels, dark and sleek, clearly built for attack. "What do we do?" he asked, adrenaline surging through his veins. "We fight or escape," she said quickly, maneuvering the ship with incredible precision, dodging blasts of energy from the pirates. "I'll guide us through the asteroid field. Follow my lead." The human held on tightly as the ship weaved between rocks, the sound of distant explosions echoing through the void. He had faced danger before, but nothing like this. Nothing that demanded both courage and trust in another being. "You trust me?" she asked, glancing at him briefly, a faint smile on her face despite the chaos. I have to," he admitted, realizing that he had no choice but to rely on her, and on himself. Together they could survive. The ship twisted and turned, narrowly avoiding collisions, energy blasts ripping through space around them. The alien girl's skills were incredible, every movement calculated, every choice precise. She communicated with the ship almost like it was alive, guiding them through the danger after what felt like hours. The last pirate ship was destroyed, its pieces drifting into the void. The human exhaled deeply, sweat on his brow. "That was too close," he said, his voice shaking. She nodded, her expression serious. "This is only the beginning. Human, many will try to stop us, but if we reach my homeworld, we can gain allies. Prepare for the true threats that follow." He looked at her, admiration growing. "You've become stronger than I imagined you." "You are amazing," he said. Unable to hide his awe, she smiled faintly. "I had to be human. Survival was not enough. I had to learn to protect myself, to protect those I care about, and now, that includes you." As the ship continued its journey, they encountered strange phenomena. A field of glowing space debris, a cloud of energy that made the instruments go wild, and a small planet that emitted pulses of light like a heartbeat. Each challenge tested their skill and patience. Each danger brought them closer together. At one point, the human looked at the alien girl, realizing that the small child he had saved had grown into a being capable of incredible things, capable of inspiring hope, courage, and even love. "You never stopped fighting," he said quietly. "No," she replied, her gaze fixed on the stars. "And I never will. Not until my mission is complete. Not until we are safe. Not until I can repay the life you gave me." Hours passed, the stars shifting as they traveled faster than light, and a strange bond formed between them, a mixture of trust, respect, and a growing understanding of each other's strength. Suddenly, the ship's sensors picked up movement ahead, a massive shadow blocking their path. The alien girl's eyes narrowed, Enemy capital ship, she whispered, tension running through her voice. They are waiting for us near my homeworld. Human. We will need every skill, every ounce of courage. To get through this alive. The human swallowed hard, gripping the console. Then we fight, he said. Determination in his voice, realizing that running was no longer an option. She nodded, a spark of pride in her eyes. Together, human, we will face whatever comes. And we will survive. This journey is dangerous. But we are stronger together. The ship accelerated. Heading toward the shadow, their fates intertwined. Every heartbeat carrying the weight of the past 20 years. Every moment testing the bond that had begun in a ruined world, and would now face the vast unknown. And in the silence of space, between the stars and the dangers that lurked in the darkness, a story of trust, courage, and destiny continued, promising adventures, challenges, and the start of a bond that neither time nor enemies could break. The human sat quietly in the pilot's seat, his eyes tracing the endless stars streaming past the ship's viewport. The alien girl hovered nearby, her hands gliding over the controls, yet her mind seemed elsewhere, lost in thoughts she had carried for 20 years. You never told me everything about that night, the human said carefully, his voice breaking the silence. The night I saved you, the ruins, your family. I only remember fragments. The alien girl's eyes softened, a faint sadness touching her radiant face. There are things I could not tell you before, human. Some memories are too heavy. Some truths are dangerous. I survived, yes, but not without witnessing horrors you should never know. He leaned back, trying to understand. Horrors? Her gaze dropped to her hands, fingers lightly brushing the console. My world. It was attacked not just once, but many times by those who sought to erase my people, to destroy everything we held dear. That night you found me among the ruins, but the rest were gone, lost forever. The human felt a cold ache in his chest, guilt and sorrow twisting together. I didn't know I only saved you, he whispered. I wish I could have done more. You did more than you know, she said, her voice gentle yet firm. You gave me hope, human. The hope that carried me through decades of fear and exile, hope that made me survive, grow, and come back to find you. That hope changed everything for me. He looked at her, awe and respect swelling in his chest. You grew up alone? All these years? She nodded, a faint smile brushing her lips. Alone, yes, but never without purpose. I trained, learned, explored hidden worlds, mastered skills that would keep me alive. I became a survivor, a warrior, a diplomat, and now, I am here. The human's mind wandered to that small trembling child, the hand he had held in the ashes, and now he saw her grown, not weak but powerful, not frightened but determined. I barely recognize you, he admitted softly. You are incredible. I had to be, she said, turning to look at him, eyes glinting. I could not depend on anyone but myself, but you showed me the meaning of trust, human. And that is why I came to you, why I sought you out after all these years. I wanted to repay that trust, not just with words, but with my life, my loyalty, and with my heart. He felt a strange warmth in his chest, emotions he had long buried stirring. I don't know what to say, he whispered, overwhelmed. I never imagined that saving a child could lead to this. The alien girl's expression grew serious. There is more you must understand, human. The enemies that destroyed my world did not forget me. They are watching, searching, and now, because I found you, they will come for us both. My past is not finished, and neither is our danger. The human's grip tightened on the armrest, instincts rising. Then we face them, he said firmly, determination lacing his words. We will not let them harm you or anyone else, she nodded, a small glow of relief in her eyes. That is why we must reach my homeworld. Human, there I can reveal the rest of my secrets. There we can gather allies, prepare defenses, and confront the shadows that haunt my past. We cannot face them alone. As the ship traveled deeper into space, she began to recount the fragments of her history, carefully and selectively. I remember the attack on my city, the fires, the screams, the chaos. I ran through alleys filled with smoke, hiding from soldiers who sought to capture or kill me. I survived by chance, by wit, and by remembering your face, human. The face of someone who chose to save a life, even at risk to their own. The human's eyes softened, guilt and pride mixing together. I never thought that my choice would mean so much, that it could shape a life. Even 20 years later, she smiled faintly. It did, human. It changed everything. It gave me hope. And that hope carried me through every trial, Every lonely night, every danger until I could find you again. Until I could show you that the life you saved mattered more than you could know. Suddenly, the ship shuddered violently, a warning light flashing. Sensors detect an anomaly ahead, she said quickly, tension returning to her voice. Something, or someone is waiting for us near a space corridor. They are watching, human, remnants of those who destroyed my world. They will not forgive me for returning. The human's heart pounded, fear and courage clashing within him. Then we prepare, he said, determination hardening his voice. I won't let them stop us. Or hurt you. She placed a hand on his arm briefly, a gesture of trust and reassurance. Together, human, we will face whatever comes, just as we did in the ruins of my world. Except this time we are stronger, wiser, and ready. The past is heavy, but it guides us, teaches us, and now it prepares us for the challenges ahead. The human nodded, understanding dawning, that the child he had once saved had grown into someone extraordinary. Someone who carried the weight of a planet's tragedy on her shoulders, yet still believed in trust, hope, and the bonds between beings as the ship moved forward, the stars stretching endlessly. The human realized that their journey was more than a trip to an alien world. It was a journey through memories, truths, and hidden dangers, and every secret revealed brought them closer, stronger and ready to face whatever awaited. And in the quiet hum of the ship, the human and the alien girl shared a moment of understanding, a connection forged by the past, tested by the present, and destined to shape the future. The secrets of the past were heavy, but they would not break them. They would guide them, and together they would face the unknown. The human gripped the railing as the alien girl's ship dropped out of faster-than-light travel, a strange planet coming into view below, glowing with a soft golden light. The atmosphere shimmered as if the planet itself was alive, but the calm was deceiving. Her eyes narrowed, scanning the sensors. We are close, human, she said. Her voice tense, but danger is near, I can feel it. They have tracked us, and they are waiting for the right moment to strike. The human nodded, tension tightening his chest. Then we must be ready, he said, the adrenaline of anticipation surging through him. I won't let them touch you. Suddenly, the sensors beeped frantically. A fleet of enemy ships appearing on every radar. Dark, sleek, and menacing. They came faster than expected, she whispered, her hand moving over the controls. Pirates, or remnants of the forces that destroyed my world. They want to capture me, to destroy everything I survived. The human clenched his fists, instinctively stepping closer to her. Protective and ready. Then we fight, he said firmly, determination hardening his voice. I won't let them win. The alien girl's eyes glinted with pride. Good, human, trust your instincts. Stay close and follow my lead. We can survive this, but only if we work together. The enemy ships opened fire, energy beams streaking across space toward them, the hull of the ship rattling violently. Hold on! She shouted, twisting the controls with precise skill, dodging blasts and maneuvering between floating debris. The human held tight, watching as her movements became a dance of survival. Every twist and turn calculated. Almost like the ship responded to her thoughts. You're incredible, he shouted over the roar. I can't believe how fast you move. I've had 20 years to prepare for this, she shouted back, eyes focused, hands steady. And now you must do your part. The human steadied himself, gripping a control panel to assist in aiming the ship's defense systems. Energy cannons firing in short, controlled bursts, striking enemy ships with deadly accuracy. He had never used such weapons before, yet the instinct to protect, the courage he had carried for years, guided his hands. The battle raged, the ship weaving through explosions, fire and sparks dancing across the viewport. The alien girl shouted commands, her voice calm but urgent, guiding him through every move, teaching him without words, testing his reflexes and determination. At one point, an enemy ship rammed close, collision imminent. The human lunged to push the alien girl out of danger, but she anticipated it, twisting the ship at the last second. Energy beams from the enemy slicing past them, narrowly missing. They both exhaled sharply, hearts pounding. The danger real and terrifying, human, focus, she yelled. We cannot falter now, every second counts. The human nodded, heart hammering, feeling a strange exhilaration, the adrenaline making him sharper, quicker. I'm ready, he said, his voice steady now. Tell me what to do. Together they fought, dodged, and fired, a perfect combination of skill and instinct, the alien girl's experience guiding them, and the human's courage adding strength and resolve. Enemy ships fell one by one, But more kept coming, relentless and determined. During a brief moment of calm, the alien girl glanced at him, her eyes glowing with pride and concern. "You've grown stronger, human. Stronger than I imagined. You are more than I expected. You are my ally, my protector. My friend," he looked back at her, realization dawning. "And you are more than I imagined too, not a child, not fragile, but a warrior, brilliant and brave. I am honored to fight by your side." The enemy launched a final attack. A massive ship moving at high speed directly toward them. The alien girl's hands flew across the controls. The ship twisting, energy shields flaring. "We must use the gravity field of the planet below," she shouted. "It's our only chance to survive." The human followed her lead, calculating, assisting in activating the shields. Their combined effort guiding the ship through the dangerous maneuver. The massive enemy ship slammed into the planet's atmosphere, exploding in a brilliant flare, pieces falling like meteors into the glowing clouds below. For a moment silence returned, the human and the alien girl breathing heavily, the thrill and terror of the battle still coursing through them. We did it," he said. Voice shaking but triumphant, she nodded, a faint smile touching her lips. "Yes, human, but this was only a small part of what awaits. The real challenge begins when we reach my homeworld. The enemies that destroyed my world are still out there, waiting, watching, and they will not stop." The human's jaw tightened, resolve solidifying. "Then we face them. All of them. I won't run, I won't hide. I will protect you and everyone depending on us." She placed a hand on his shoulder, the connection between them stronger now, forged in danger and trust. "I knew you could do this, human. Just as I knew you would never forget me. Our bond is not just survival, it is courage, trust and hope, and together we will overcome everything." The ship sped forward, leaving the debris and explosions behind, the stars stretching endlessly ahead, and the human knew for the first time in 20 years that the life he had once lived quietly was gone forever, replaced by a journey filled with danger, purpose, and the presence of someone who had changed everything. The enemy had struck, but they survived, stronger together, and ready for the trials that awaited. Their path was far from safe, but their courage, trust, and bond would guide them into the challenges still hidden among the stars. The alien girl's ship descended slowly through the golden clouds of her homeworld, the human gripping the rail as the planet's beauty spread out beneath them. Vast forests of glowing plants, rivers of liquid crystal, and cities carved into mountains shimmered under the twin suns. "This is your world?" he whispered, awe filling his voice. "It's incredible." She nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon. Alert, cautious, yes, human, but beauty can be dangerous. Especially now, many do not welcome me, and some will try to stop our purpose before we even step on the ground. The ship landed in a hidden clearing, camouflaged from prying eyes, and the human followed her down the ramp. The ground soft beneath his feet, shimmering slightly, like the planet itself was alive. The alien girl's expression grew serious. "We must go to the council, human. They decide who can be trusted, who can lead, and who is a threat. I must prove myself, and you must show that you are worthy to stand by my side." The human swallowed hard, aware of the weight of the moment. "And if they refuse us?" he asked, tension rising in his voice. She looked at him steadily. "Then we must fight, not just with weapons, but with our courage, our words, and our actions. This is as much a battle of trust as it is of strength." As they approached the council chambers, figures emerged from the shadows. Alien leaders with piercing eyes and solemn expressions. Some were tall and armored, others slender and robed, all carrying an air of authority and expectation. The human felt a wave of intimidation, the weight of judgment pressing on him. "We are here to prove ourselves," the alien girl said confidently, stepping forward. "I am the one you have awaited, and he is the human who saved me 20 years ago. Together, we bring hope and protection to our worlds." Murmurs rippled through the council, some curious, some skeptical, a few clearly hostile. The human straightened, feeling her confidence anchor him. I only did what anyone would do," he said humbly. "I saved a life, but I'm ready to do more, to help in any way I can." One elder stepped forward, their skin shimmering like liquid gold. "You claim to have survived alone, young one, and now you return with a human who saved you long ago. Why should we believe that this human is not a danger? Why should we trust him with the fate of our people?" The human met the elder's gaze, steady, honest. "Because I am guided by a simple principle, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. I have nothing to gain except to repay what was once given to me. I will fight, I will endure, and I will prove my loyalty with my actions." The council watched him carefully, the silence stretching, heavy with judgment. Then the alien girl stepped forward, her voice ringing with authority. "I vouch for him, council. He saved me when I was a child. He protected me when no one else could. His courage, his heart, and his integrity are real. If you doubt him, look not just at his words, but at what he has done." A younger council member stepped forward, eyes sharp and calculating. "And what of the enemies who still pursue you? Will this human truly be capable of protecting you? Or will his inexperience endanger all of us?" The human felt a pang of fear, but he squared his shoulders, determination blazing. "I will face any danger, endure any test, and fight any enemy. Not for reward, not for glory, but because it is right. And because she trusted me once and still trusts me now." The alien girl smiled faintly, proud yet tense. "He is stronger than you realize, and together we are ready. We bring hope to our worlds, and we will not fail." Another elder, silent until now, finally spoke. "Words are easy, actions are harder. Yet there is a truth in your eyes, human, and in hers, young one. Perhaps this bond of trust is what our worlds need. Still prove yourselves, for only actions will earn the council's respect." Suddenly, an alarm blared, red lights flashing throughout the chambers. "Enemies incoming!" The alien girl shouted, her voice sharp. "They tracked us! They are here!" The council members scrambled, energy barriers activating. Warriors rushing to strategic positions, and the human and the alien girl prepared to fight once more. But now it was different, the stakes higher. The enemy could strike at the very heart of her homeworld, testing not just their courage, but the trust the council had placed in them. The human glanced at her, feeling a surge of resolve. "We've faced worse," he said. "Together, we can protect them." She nodded, gripping his arm briefly, a silent acknowledgement of their bond and shared purpose. "Then let them come, human, for we are ready, and nothing will stop us from defending my home and our future." Outside, the skies darkened with the approach of enemy ships, the ground trembling as they prepared to strike. Yet inside the chamber, a quiet confidence grew between the human and the alien girl, forged in trust, courage, and the memories of 20 years ago. The council watched silently, tension and hope intertwined, as the human and the alien girl stood side by side, ready to face the coming storm. A confrontation was inevitable, but so was the courage that would guide them through, and the bond that had begun in a ruined world long ago would now protect an entire planet. The human and the alien girl stood side by side on the balcony of the council chamber, looking out over the glowing cities of her homeworld. The twin suns cast long golden streaks across the mountains, rivers and forests below, bathing the world in light. It feels unreal," the human said softly, awe in his voice. "After everything, after 20 years, we are finally here." The alien girl smiled, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the suns. "It is real, human, and it is only the beginning. Our journey was long, dangerous and full of trials, but we made it. Together." The council gathered below, watching in silence, their expressions a mixture of respect, relief, and curiosity. The elders had seen courage, trust, and resilience not just in one of them, but in both, and it had changed their opinion forever. The elder who had first questioned the human stepped forward, voice calm but strong. "You have proven yourselves, not only through words, but through actions. You have survived battles, faced enemies, and brought hope back to this world. Your bond is real, and it has guided you. Therefore, we recognize your courage, and we grant our blessing for your union." The human felt his chest swell with emotion, the weight of responsibility lifting slightly. "Thank you," he said, voice steady. "I will honor this trust, and I will protect your world as I protect her." The alien girl turned to him, her hand brushing his, a soft smile touching her lips. "And I will stand with you, human, as we face the future together, not alone, but side by side." A soft hum filled the air as the council activated ceremonial lights, signaling the union. Citizens of her world gathered nearby, watched with quiet fascination, some whispering in awe, some smiling in hope, and others nodding in approval, recognizing the strength of the human who had once saved a life, and now had proven his worth again. The ceremony was simple yet powerful, a symbolic joining of two beings from different worlds, yet bound by trust, courage, and a shared history. The human and the alien girl stood before the council, their hands clasped, their eyes meeting in understanding and mutual respect. "This union is not just for us," she said softly. addressing the council and the gathered people. It is a promise, a bridge between our worlds. A bond that says trust, loyalty, and hope can overcome fear, hatred, and division. Together we can protect what we love and build a future that honors the past. The human nodded, adding his voice. I never imagined that a single act of kindness 20 years ago could lead to this. But it has, and I vow to continue that legacy, to protect, to serve, and to stand with her, with our people. With our worlds, the council nodded, some placing ceremonial symbols in their hands, representing trust, honor, and the shared future. Allies emerged, old friends of the alien girl and new supporters of the human, forming a circle of unity and strength outside. Enemy ships lingered at the edges of the planet, watching, waiting, but their presence no longer struck fear, for the human and the alien girl and the people who now trusted them were united, and united they were strong. The human glanced at the alien girl, now fully grown, radiant, wise, and strong, and felt a deep sense of pride and love. We did it, he whispered. We survived everything, and now we have hope. And a future, she squeezed his hand, eyes shining. Yes, human, and our journey is not over. But with courage, trust in each other, we can face whatever comes. No enemy, no shadow, can undo what we have built together. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows, painting the world in gold and crimson. The human and the alien girl looked out at the horizon, imagining the lives they could protect, the peace they could bring, and the hope they could inspire. In that moment, the past, the ruined planet, the frightened child, the years of solitude and danger, felt distant, replaced by the present, by the bond that had carried them through battles, dangers, and challenges, a bond born of kindness, strengthened by courage, and now celebrated by an entire world. The human took a deep breath, feeling a sense of calm he had never known. This is what it feels like to be part of something greater, he said softly. To protect, to trust, to belong. The alien girl leaned closer, her head brushing his shoulder. And this is what it feels like to repay a life saved, to honor hope and to create a future worth fighting for. Together, human, we are unstoppable. As night fell on the planet, the twin suns replaced by countless stars, the world below glowing softly, the human and the alien girl stood together, ready to face whatever came next, knowing that their courage, their trust, and their bond had shaped not only their destiny, but the future of worlds. And for the first time in 20 years, the human smiled freely, no longer haunted by memory, no longer alone, but standing with the little alien girl he had saved, now grown, now strong, now his equal, and now at last, his partner in a new beginning. The stars twinkled above, and in the quiet of the night, hope blossomed, a testament to courage, loyalty, and the power of a single act of kindness.